here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out New Cat Body by Jeremy Jones.
Good evening and welcome to the Monday Mashup. Yes, I got myself and I got Von Doom. And I figured since his game played a little earlier than ours, well, no, it didn't. It was the nighttime game, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You guys, that's right. You guys were in prime time. Daniel Jones' nemesis.
That's okay, man. I'm not even gonna get mad about it.
But you
I
know
need
I'm
to be
not
done.
wrong either. Barnes, Kami, Davenport, now Hutch. Time for reinforcement. That isn't even the end of it. I just found out that Kyle Pico is out for the year too with a torn pectoral that needs surgery. Yes, Dwayne Keene. Yoli Cruz. I know how much you love that, Leonard.
Need better ones.
If I had better ones, I'd play better ones.
Yes, sir. Did you hit another one, Cook?
Hello, Quinn. Is it time for reinforcements? According to Dan Campbell and what he said today, we're going to assess what we're going to do by committee after this week. If he's not coming back, he had surgery on his ankle. Oh, prayers to you and my condolences, Yoli. Sorry to hear that your goddaughter passed away.
That's terrible.
But and the hits keep coming because everybody was like, "Oh boy, it's just a broken bone. They had to put a rod in. He might be able to come back in 6 to 8 weeks for Aiden Hutchinson." It gets worse. No ligaments, no tendon damage, no nerve damage, but they did find that the other bone was busted in his leg too, so they had to put a rod in it. It is 6 to 9 months recovery time. He will not be back for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If it had been just the one bone, it was a possibility of a 6 to 8 week recovery time. But with it being both bones and he can't put any weight on it for a minimum of 6 months, it's Dunsky. I don't know what they're going to do. I know that they talked about they're going to elevate everybody they can off the practice squad this week. They might be hoping Houston can do something, but I doubt it. I know this week we're going to do it by committee. That's what they're talking about.
I think
So
now is
it is.
probably the best time to address it, honestly.
I know, waiting a week and it's going to cost us more in draft capital. Watch. I know. But
Yep.
if it works and we maintain and stay close or even win, yeah, the exact quote that Dan Campbell gave Danny Rogers today, and I have it here. Let me quote it. Dan Campbell's mindset on adding another piece while with Hutch being down. Is there someone that can help us and how much does it cost? And he says they're not in a hurry. Doesn't mean we aren't looking, but our eyes are open and we want to make sure what what we need here.
I get that just sounds like they're saying, hey, we're not going to make a panic move. But I hate the way they said, hey, we got to see what we need here. You've had all off season, all preseason, and 6 weeks to see what the hell you got. How much more observation do they need? You know what I
I
mean?
understand, but at the same time, I said the biggest mistake we did was waiving bets and keeping Houston. I'm not going to deny you can't say we wouldn't look better with bets on this roster and Houston on the practice squad.
I'm not going to say we would or we wouldn't, honestly, because I don't know yet. Because we haven't seen him against first stringers, like legit first stringers.
That was legit first string O lines that played versus us with the Chiefs and the Steelers, and he got us back against both.
That's the Steelers, man. Come on.
And the Chiefs. Chiefs are rated as the fourth best O line in the league right now. And he got a sack on Pat Mahomes on third down. So I don't care what you say. Houston
I
got
don't
a
care what you say.
I don't. Houston got a sack against the third string right tackle who didn't even make the roster for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, let's keep him over the guy that had a sack versus a starting O lineman. But I think the Jags will end up in sell mode. They're still discussing. They already got rid of one of their defensive tackle pieces today for a sixth-round pick from the Seattle. Their other two, I don't think will get them that cheap that they're talking about possibly moving. But either one, if it's me, I'm taking Josh Allen over Trayvon Walker.
Okay. And then finding a way to get out of that massive contract he has.
Basically, make them eat some money.
Why would they?
Why wouldn't they?
Because they don't need to get rid of him.
I know, but that's who they're talking about getting rid of next is both of those defensive ends because they can't afford to keep Allen with Lawrence's salary. And they can't afford to pay Trayvon Walker when his salary is due for his next contract. This is what they're saying.
They could if they get rid of Christian Kirk.
And they don't want to do that. Oh, there went your shoulder again. Correct?
That hurt.
What'd you do?
Mm.
Just moved it wrong?
There was a great play there. A nice little pass interference on the Jets, so I went like that real hard.
Don't do that.
Oh, no shit. God damn it.
I'm just saying, I last time I told the doctor, I said, doctor, it hurts when I do this. He said, don't do that. He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
I hate making you laugh when you're in pain, but sometimes it's good medicine.
I'll show you good medicine in a fucking minute.
Well, Landry's not on the trade block yet, so you can't say going for Landry from the Titans. Ngakoue, yes, but in all actuality, he doesn't do as much as Hutchinson does. Yannick Ngakoue has been strictly a pass rusher. You know what he is? He's James Houston 1.0.
If you're going for somebody from the Titans, you're going for Jeffrey Simmons.
The defensive tackle?
He could play defensive end, too.
Yeah, in a 3-4. In our system, he'd be a D tackle.
You move him to that and just go back to 3-4?
I don't want to have to convert somebody. That's the problem. I just don't feel like that's the move. And the other one is that let's say the Jets don't. Is Hassan Reddick on the field tonight?
No.
trade for Clowney. Clowney's washed.
He's having a good season.
Zadarius Smith, Packers won't let us have him.
He's on the Browns right now.
Is he?
Yep.
Oh, that's
He's
Preston
having a very
Smith.
down year, though, due to injuries.
If we want a top flight player to replace even close to Hutch's production, it is the Browns we need to trade for, and it's probably Myles Garrett, and you're going to pay for it.
Major big time. To get
That-
Myles Garrett or Max Crosby, either one of those guys would take a Russell Wilson-esque trade package.
I think a little less with it being an expiring contract for Myles Garrett. So I think a little less for him than it would be for Max Crosby. Max Crosby, they don't want to trade. He says he doesn't want to go anywhere.
No, he loves that team. Him and Mark Davis are cigar buddies.
Right. And this is what I've been trying to get through. It would take actually probably just as much, if not more, than it took to get Russell Wilson to get Max Crosby away from the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking where you're giving up 5 players and 6 picks and your future and cash considerations and everything else. You'd have to give it all.
Mm-hmm. The kicker for the Bills is a goddamn bum. You miss your extra point. Why? Oh, it's the Bills. Wide left in New York, of course.
Wide right is the biggest problem.
Yeah, he went wide left. You can't even say that. Technically, there's no replacement because there are a couple guys in the league that can step right in and do the same he does, if not more, in that situation. His name's TJ fucking Watt.
So far this year, no one's done more productive-wise at the defensive end position.
His name is TJ fucking Watt.
He's an outside linebacker.
So is Hutch, technically. But look where Watt lines up. He lines up on the line all the time. I believe that, too. It's going to be a smaller deal. Expect a guy like maybe Carl Lawson.
I don't know. I'm going to let Brad Holmes do whatever he does because he will ultimately make the decision on what he does. But Crosby has said he doesn't want out. The Raiders said they don't want to trade him. So if it's a no and a no from the people that people want to trade for, it'll be a no for your team.
Granted, Crosby's 5.5 sacks would be nice. What are you talking about? They cost too much. You confused
Right.
me.
That's what I'm getting at, James Burgess. We are not replacing Hutchinson. And besides, he will be back next season. But I tell you what, this does curve a little bit. And anybody can deny it. But the fact that they have to re-sign Hutch in the offseason, that won't happen. Trading
No
for Crosby
shit.
is a
Trading
pipe
for
dream.
Crosby is a pipe dream. We've said that all along.
I've been saying that.
I've been saying that since before the season started. Everybody's saying they wanted Crosby.
Half the team was crying out there, James Burgess, to be honest. Especially Aleem McNeil.
He should be crying at some bitch. I'm telling you, he was a double agent. He took Hutch out intentionally to increase his own probability of getting a bigger contract this offseason.
Well, I'm saying what you will see is the fifth year option will be picked up for Hutch, but you won't see a deal done right away.
My example of players to go after, I was saying those are the guys that would replace who the hell he was, not to go after. Zadarius Smith, Carl Lawson, Azeez Ojulari from the Giants is probably the cheapest, youngest, best bet you guys have to go get.
Right, and we could.
So, hello, Joseph douchebag.
I don't do that. So who was your top 5 players from your game? And I know
Top
that
five
one
players
is
from
the guy you just said, Aziz Ojolari.
Ojolari is 100% the top player on the game. Granted, his PFF rate was crap. It was only 64.5. He still had 6 pressures, 2 sacks. Was
Oh,
I
the one got
crying?
called.
Hell no, I was doing backflips. I needed the Giants to lose to keep my parlay alive.
Von Doom is realist. He didn't want his team to do well. He wants a new quarterback. So kudos to him. They're 2-4.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, hot players. You had Aziz Ojolari, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence with another sack. What's his name? Tyrone Tracy, the running back from Purdue, our 5th rounder. 107 total yards. Not too bad. And how was the other one's name? Hang on, I wrote this down this time.
How did Neighbors look?
Quite comfortable on the sidelines.
Okay, he didn't play.
No, he's still dealing with that concussion. Jermaine Omenor still has not left a sack this year. That's the one I like, my right tackle. Okay. We got some cold players, a lot of them.
We'll get to those next. The hot players for the Lions. I'm going to start at the top, because this guy was probably one of the best secondary players in the league this week. Brian Branch had a 91.5 PFF grade this week. 2 interceptions, a forced fumble, and 7 total tackles, 2 assisted, 5 solo. Great. I know you like giving him a hard time, everybody. Von Doom has been a realist. He said the Giants would suck, and he did a parlay picking against them, and they lost. So, yeah, he was happy. He won his parlay.
Yeah, and then backflips ain't hard. All I got to do is get in the air and just like gravity take it once I get my feet high enough over my chest.
But, yeah, Hutch is out 6 to 9 months minimum. Brian Branch couldn't play the last game because he was sick after dealing with a concussion. Brian Branch has been playing up to his potential. Lenny hates his own team. Pretty much for now. For now.
Nothing to do about hating my own team. I have hope for the future, and I know Daniel Jones isn't the guy to lead that team. And I don't want what happened last time we were in a position to get rid of him and pick up a new quarterback to happen again this year. They played just well enough to take us out of the freaking running for top 10 pick to get up to a quarterback. And then the bum gets extended. This year, we can get rid of him at the end of the season. It'll be like $22 million to get rid of him in dead hit, instead of any other year where it's going to be anywhere between 60 and 100 million in dead cap.
Yeah, he did break they found that the other one was broken when they were in there. It was a hairline fracture, so they took care of it while they were in there. Yeah, he's out 6 to 9 months, guys. He won't be back till next season.
Let's fucking go, Buffalo. I love seeing Aaron Rodgers on the ground. AJ Espinoza.
Oh, if Branch had ran a faster 40 time, I doubt the Packers trade back.
He wouldn't be a Lion.
Right. He'd have been a Packer.
Damn it. Then I might have still had Xavier McKinney. God damn it, Branch, you bum. Why can't you be faster?
You could always trade for Aaron Rodgers there, Von Doom.
Patty Grimes. Man, I hope next time you have some Taco Bell or some White Castle, you get home, you only have single ply toilet paper, my friends.
Oh, but let's see: Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, David Montgomery. I could go on. I can do 5 on each. Trevor Nowaski, as soon as Hutch was out of the game, what was the first play that happened? Trevor Nowaski, the guy I said if he got a shot on defense would be good, got a sack. I never had White Castle. It didn't look good.
White Castle is great if you're really drunk or really stoned at 2 o'clock in the morning. You kill a crave case and you're good. See, James knows.
Yes, White Castle's amazing. I'm sorry.
Granted, you're gonna shit. You're gonna feel it, but it's
They're
worth
called
it.
They're called sliders for a reason. They slide right through. If you're stopped up, I guarantee you a 6-pack of sliders and you're good to go.
Give me a second. I gotta go grab medicine.
Okay. How come you can't call plays like JB? Well, Lenny, how come? He probably did. All I know is I had a witness there that was Trace. I literally, she asked me who's going to get the touchdown, and I said, just out of the blue, it's going to be Jamison Williams on a deep pass. He'll burn Trevon Diggs. Oh, there's some good medicine. Is that E&J?
Bird Dog Peach.
As long as it's tasty.
Oh, peach whiskey is amazing. That's the point. Single ply Scott toilet paper is a joke. Your finger goes poop.
Friendship trip.
Huh?
JIS. Jeez, he drinks it like water? I knew what you meant. That's the only thing I hate autocorrect for is you go and type something and put 2 words together and it makes it not make sense.
You want to hear something really funny though? Alcohol wise, the only 2 things I can't drink like water: Everclear and beer. I can't drink beer.
That's a big blow to the Commanders. Jonathan Allen is done for the season.
Torn pectoral muscle.
Oh, like Pico.
Mm-hmm.
I heard somebody say Pecco, and I was like, Pecco? I've always heard his name is Pico.
Panko, like the breading.
Right. Pancake.
Ooh, pancakes sound good.
That they are. So is homemade beef vegetable soup with barley.
Wife, pancakes, please.
Don't you hate when somebody suggests food? You got to go, please.
Ma, the meatloaf.
Ow! Oh, man. But in the grand scheme of thing, within 3 weeks' time, we had our 3 major injuries.
Dick Moorhead.
I haven't had a chance to download them, J.I. He's got some. I'm trying to clean up my stuff and my image around here. I haven't had a lot of time today. Plus, it was my brother-in-law's birthday. He stopped by and we had a dinner. Yeah, I agree, James Burgess. It should have stuck. It'd have been great to set the on-the-road scoring record for the franchise with the Lions on that game. I had to. I was trying to get subs. It worked. I got people that subbed to the show right there on the spot because we were talking.
God damn it.
Illegal receiver downfield. You got to hold it at an angle where your legs don't. There you go. There it is. It's the FTP ornament. Which one is that? The Crying Viking?
The Crying Viking.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Tigers won the dope.
Well, everybody needs to go to the Facebook page. I'll post pictures of them all on there.
Yeah, post them up on our podcast page, Leonard. The Lions gave Jerry a good birthday present. Yes, they did. It's called an ass whooping. I love that Lions one. Skull. Still keep on losing.
What is it? First and 10 on the Buffalo 36. Weren't they just moving? You're not on Facebook anymore. I hate Facebook too, personally. JB, you got this dude's email?
I got his personal phone number. Yeah.
Oh, all of them are $10 a piece and $5 shipping. It's all sublimated onto wood and then coated in resin so that they won't scratch or break or anything like that. And then the big cool shit like these ones, these are like $45 a piece.
Yeah, that is nice. I saw that you did that.
I'd show you the Giants one I made, but it's literally still in sticky resin right now.
Did you hear? He just asked you a question.
Dude, I can do whatever you want. You got a picture of it. I can do whatever you want.
As a matter of fact, he messaged me while I was on the way home, and I didn't see it till I got stopped while I was waiting for the train, and I called J.I. last night on the phone.
Goff is a top 5 quarterback in NFL and talk for MVP.
He is.
Well, I'm not going to argue as much as I don't like him. But just so you put it this way, Jaden Daniels is in talk for MVP too. So
he is. And he had a better record.
Oh, 100%. Like C.J. Stroud should have been the MVP last year instead of just Rookie of the Year.
Well, he got hurt. That's what hurt his chances.
Get through, get the first down. Bullshit. Oh, it's 2nd and 5. What's the penalty?
Holding on the offense.
Yeah, JR, you tell JB anything you need, you make whatever.
I made sure that he asked you. He asked me about it, and I said, I'm sure he can. Ask him in the chat.
You just told him to text me then. You got my number.
I wasn't thinking straight. It was a long day.
What is this penalty?
Yeah, Daniels is really good. So who are your cold players? List them all.
Every single wide receiver, all my tight ends, Mikey McFadden with his 30 PFF grade, Daniel Jones with his inability to get in the goddamn end zone. Granted, he had a 54 quarterback rating. He was like 23 or 40 something, 205 yards, no touchdowns. Granted, the interception, he got hit. He should have just took the sack instead of tossing it up there like that. But no, it was bad.
So the same thing that you said that Goff did, Daniel Jones did.
Yeah, they're the same guy basically. Both bums.
Nah.
They just need the right pieces around them. Put Goff on the Giants, I guarantee you he's not doing any better.
Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, or Drake May, who will have a better season? Kyler Murray on accident because they have better pieces around him right now.
Marvin Harrison's got a concussion, stage 2. Daniel Jones will have the best season on that. Drake May still going to get himself destroyed. Jones still moves well enough that he'll be okay. Yes, both bums. Oh, there we go. First down. Let's go. Dude, it is unfair. Josh Allen doing a quarterback sneak.
Josh Allen doing a quarterback sneak is almost like Marshawn Lynch with the throwing ability. You got to admit, that's a pretty adept analogy there.
Yes. Big ball. Did he catch it? Nope. Where's interference, ref? There's a flag. Let's go. Thank you for listening. Damn refs.
Interference. Neighbors is really, really good when he can be on the field. Yes, he is.
That concussion, he knocked himself cold on the ground there.
I know.
Granted, we're a little mad at him right now, though, for going to the freaking concert instead of rehabbing.
I will say, I felt bad for Carlton Davis III because his game wasn't bad, but believe it or not, Dorsey and Vildor did better against CD than CD3 was doing.
He hasn't played in 2 weeks, Jay.
Neighbors was really good, but now that he has the brain shakes, he isn't squat. He can't play. They're not rushing him in. They're not pulling to Miami.
Thank God.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I don't care how long he has to be out. I would almost put a Meek Robertson at the one right now to replace CD3 if he's in concussion protocol this week.
Absolutely. Also,
One thing
explain
you
to me
can
the Patrick Mahomes thing for the MVP there because he's having a piss poor season.
neighbors equals Tua.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Don't get mad.
You can't go there. Two of like had 8 concussions in a 30 second span. Navas has had like one his whole career.
Whew. What a day. So, okay, you named all yours. My cold players. I'm trying to think. Jack Campbell, he had a couple stupid penalties. Um, where do I think Stroud will be in 5 years? Probably still with the Texans.
With the Texans with at least one league MVP.
You know who's doing well? Lamar. He's just doing an amazing job. He is. I think I would have Jack. I'd have everybody on that list ahead of Pat Mahomes.
This year, 100%. I put Lamar up there before Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm saying in the top five, no particular order. You got Lamar, Goff, Jaden Daniels, Stroud, and I don't know about Love, but I might even put Sam Darnold up there right now at 5-0. He only had one bad game, but he's undefeated. What do you think, Leonard?
Sorry, third pass interference on the Jets tonight. That ain't pass interference. He just grabbed him by the face mask and turned his head. John, explain that to me. Why would Sam Darnold be on that list? Granted, he may lead the league in touchdown passes, but yeah, you know what? You'd have to put him on that list this year. He only had one down game. I shall concur with you, sir.
Yep, I'm sending it to Leonard now.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Simple.
No problem.
No problem at all.
So you want that in the Lions one there, Ji? I like making sure I get the. I know you want it on the front and back, but I know you said the Lions one is sweet. So is those the two ornaments you want? Yep. He said yep.
Not a problem, man. I get them done in like 3 days total with dry
So
time and everything.
they'll be to him by the weekend or early next week then at the
Early
latest.
next week. So what's today? Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, ship them out Friday. Should be there Monday.
Right. Vikings defense quarter Brian Flores is a real problem. Now, all that being said, some early MVP guys fall out. I'm betting it's Darnold, but the evidence so far means he can make a case. Cousins and Baker over Darnold. Ooh. You know, I'd admit Baker, if he didn't throw almost as many picks as he did touchdowns last night.
Oh, come on.
I got Baker just outside the top five myself. Do you agree with that, Von Doom?
Yeah, probably like 5A.
Yeah, 5A, 5B type thing.
If he didn't throw 3 inch yesterday, 100% he's in top 5.
He goes, okay, so 2 ornaments, the Lions and the Karate Diva.
No problem.
Yeah, I agree with you, James Burgess. I think Brian Flores will be a head coach next year. You want to know where I think it is?
Dallas.
Dallas. Because Ben Johnson said he's not going anywhere until it's mission accomplished here in Detroit. And I'm sorry, Lions fans, I'm going to say this because Colin Cowherd even said it. We're still a Super Bowl contender, but we're no longer a Super Bowl favorite without Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't just replace the heart that Hutchinson put into this team.
That's where his value was more than his pass rush.
I mean, his pass rush, yes, was amazing, but his heart and his fire and his passion for the team and the people in the surrounding city.
Touchdown Bills.
And JI says, that hurts. You know, it may hurt, but if Dallas doesn't get Flores, Jerry Jones needs to be put into a home under supervision. 100%. You know who should have been fired at the minute that game was over?
Mm. Like
Zimmer.
Holmgren?
Zimmer,
Zimmer?
the defensive coordinator. We torched that defense the entire game. Plus, Hutchinson could do it game in, game out. Other people can show up for one game, but not consistently. Right. That's my point. You're not talking about a guy that had a constant motor and playing 91% of the snaps. You're talking about a guy that was the heart and soul and leader of the defense in his 3rd year. Hutch is part of the identity of the Lions, and he's part of who we are. But everybody's looking at this a little bit different than the way I think. I think the team, John, I agree with you. I think the team is going to play harder because of this. I liken it back to the 90s when we lost Mike Utley that year. I think Hutch is going to be around the team just like Zach Zinner did for the national championship. He's going to be out there with his crutches and his air cast, and he's going to be cheering the team on because he's a true team leader. Do you agree with that, Von Doom?
I don't know if they should even let him be out on the sideline like that. His ass should be home sitting on a couch, that leg up, not moving, hoping it heals quicker.
One of the Packer group on your channel. Yeah, Isaac Choctaw, he says that all the time.
It's
But if
not
that's
that
the
they've
case,
been weak.
we have gone soft at the wrong moment, playing soft zone coverages.
I'll concur with that.
Oh, I know. James Burgess, it's step up time. It's time for everybody on the team to step up because no one person is going to do what Hutchinson did. But all of them can rally together to form some type of production. I have the feeling we're going to see all those UDFA defensive ends called up this week. We all know Houston looked awful versus the Seahawks. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He was either pancaked or he false started. There was no in between. And it wasn't just a regular pancake. It was a ragdoll type of pancake.
Man, thinking about this, you're going to need to get pass rush from somewhere because you can't expect AG to blitz with the receivers they have out there. He's going to need to keep guys in coverage.
Oh, we can blitz with a linebacker. Add a linebacker in there and blitz with 5 every play and have 6 people in coverage is what I'm getting at.
I understand what you're saying there.
And I think that's what we're going to have to do, kind of like we did towards the end of that Dallas game. Once Hutchinson went out, it was a 5-man blitz or more. Ukwe Ukwu actually came into the game when the second string did and did very well. He had 2 solo tackles and 1 assisted. I was actually impressed. Romeo Dowdell is trash, guys. I mean, look at he couldn't do shit against anybody, even the second string defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and truthfully, that was CD that Cooper Rush was trying to throw to when Kirby got his pick. Kirby finally found his stealth technology belt and turned it on that play because CD was not open. You know what I'm talking about, Von Doom.
I do.
4 picks, every single one of them in the end zone. It's insane.
The one time it's not in the end zone, it's called back.
Yeah, I know. On somebody else's stupid penalty. I mean, and it was a legit penalty when they showed it on the replay. It sucked. But Brian Branch's interception, where he almost ran it back for the touchdown, that'd have been his second pick six of his career.
I thought he had it, honestly. And then you saw
I
him start
thought
to run out of steam, though.
yeah, you see, he ran out of that burst. He just it reminded me of like somebody turning the camera. Curbs in the third, yeah, that's value. Branch in the second, tell me it's not value now.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh. What happened?
Hail Mary touchdown and a half?
Who caught it?
I don't know. It looked like it was freaking out. Let's see. That ball was out. It's moving.
But how about Saturday, just before all
Maybe
the
not.
games take place, we
They
get
called
the
it a
word.
touchdown. God,
We
I
get the
hate you
word.
so much. Who's number 10 for the? Is that Lazard?
That's Lazard.
Lazard just caught the freaking like 50-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, it just came across on my sleeper notification.
Son of a bitch.
Well, looking like I'm taking loss number 2 in our group.
I haven't even looked at it this week. Let's see.
I think you won. Not sure.
It's a close game. I have a 92% chance to win. I'm up 8 points. He's got Brees Hall. I got Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, you're winning. Brees Hall looks washed. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to say kid looks washed, but he's not looking as good as he was.
John, you also have to look. Ooh, gotcha, Ji.
I need to go warm up my coffee. I'll be right back.
Got you all set up. I will get that money over to Lenner soon. As soon as it hits my PayPal. Yeah, no problem. I just want to make sure he gets his money for the ornaments right away. You're good. You're muted.
Yes, warm up my coffee. I had like this much in it, so that means pour more on top of it.
Right. By the way, J.I. sent me the money Zelly for the ornaments. I will get that over to you as soon as possible. And I also need to talk to you as soon as I get a size for the one of the jerseys that he wants.
Okie dokie, sir.
And the other one, he's still deciding which one he wants for the Calvin Johnson one as a custom.
Calvin Johnson one. Oh, so
You
we
know,
give him
like
like the Irving one, right?
whether it's going to be a throwback or Billy Sims. Actually, I think he said Billy Sims is what he wants, but he's debating if he wants to do the classic throwback, a black throwback, the new style, whatever. You know how that is. Andrew Merklinger, he did what he did to us years ago when Taylor, the defensive end, pulled his face mask and he won the game. I'm trying to remember that one.
The Hail Mary, is that what you're talking about? Bastards. You know what? That's the freaking problem, too. Defensive players all want to make the interception on that shit instead of just smacking it down.
Oh, okay. He said it. The black throwback, like I got my Hendon Hooker, not the new style, the old style, as a Billy Sims.
Okay.
Number 20. But the other one's going to be a throwback Orange Crush John Elway for Candy, but I got to get her size first. Yes, he just did it again.
Yeah, I know. I watched. I need the Bills to pull this game out. There's only like 600 reasons that I need this to happen. If we cashed right now, it's only at 248. Fuck it, we roll it. I kind of want AJ Epinesa to take his leg out. Yeah. $600. The Jets defense hasn't been able to stop them. They're literally just going back and forth. And the Bills get the ball in the second half, I believe.
Oh, so let's see. I was telling Leonard before the show, I told you guys I tried a parlay out for the first time, a big parlay with a big payout. I even did the 33% odds boost to turn it into a $400,000 profit on a $5 bet. And lo and behold,
100.
the bitch made Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, cost me $399,000 in the first game of the day by looking at Tank Bigsby and going, oh, he's wide open. Let's throw it to the covered guy. I think all
Do you hate
9
him
of
as
my
much as I
others
hate
hit.
the Lions?
Yeah, no, I've been on the Trevor Lawrence hate bandwagon ever since he got paid, and you know this.
Dude, it's the camera. If I whip my junk out, it'd look like it's 3 feet long. I just need to carry a camera with me everywhere. I'll be good.
Oh, come on. It would barely look as long as a cigarette.
Amen.
I had to go there. Zadarius Smith has been trash this year. I think he's getting to that point where he's on his decline. And it could be just playing on a bad team. I don't know. The Brown. I like my answer better. That was a great comeback. You got to admit, Von Doom, on the fly, right off the rip, without even letting you have a breath of exhale about the 3 foot long. That was a great comeback. You just mad because you didn't get to say it about me.
Oh, man, you already hang 3 feet from the ground when you lay on your stomach.
I know. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I'm hung like a Tic Tac. But that's why her breath is so minty fresh. I was thinking Josh Allen, Josh Hines Allen. What's his
Massive.
con-
Brian Burns, like massive.
Josh Allen's is?
Uh-huh.
Or Trayvon Walker? Because right now it's in the third year of his rookie contract, which is when teams start to think about getting rid of players they have to pay in the future. And right now the Jags look like dog shit, and they've already paid Trevor Lawrence. I don't think they can afford to pay Trayvon Walker. I said quite a few names last night.
Trey Hendrickson, Jamin Davis, Sam Hubbard. How about this? Josh Uche from the Patriots. Another Michigan guy.
Yeah, he's nowhere near what Hutchinson is, but it would be an improvement over what we have.
He's 2 years removed from a 12-sack season. He's never had anybody else on a defensive tackle to help frame him up.
I see Andrew. I don't think the Jags are at a point where they can afford to ask too much for anybody. No, Myles Garrett on an expiring contract from the Browns. I don't think he'd be as high as everybody thinks he was. Still think it would be a high asking price, but it wouldn't be like a 2 firsts, 2 thirds type thing, is what I'm getting at. With him being on an expiring contract and they don't have a lot of cap room next year, you might be able to get away with doing like a second and a fourth or something like that for him. I'm not wrong. Think about it. This year, yes. In the future, probably not, unless they did a cash consideration.
A big one.
And they can't really. That's the problem. You're better off going for Trayvon Walker out of the two, who's having a decent season, but would he be good in this system? You don't know. And see, that's just it. No matter who you get, they still have to learn a new defensive scheme. Yes, the initial job that you do at defensive end does not change, but it's still a new defensive scheme. It's gelling with new teammates and gelling with new coaches. And that doesn't always happen. I think we're going to see that Sadiq Muhammad that played for the Saints and is familiar with Campbell and AG be called up this week. I think you'll probably see Nate Lynn. You probably will see Mitchell Agood on this roster.
Isn't Nate Lynn out for the whole season, though?
Was Lynn out for the season?
I believe so.
I thought he was just on the practice squad.
Oh, I believe he got hurt. To the who and whistle on the full time. But anyway, with what he was just saying about how you're going to have to learn a new defense and get accustomed with stuff, Trey Hendrickson is the most appealing free trade option at that point because he has familiarity with Campbell and AG from his time.
Yeah, you're right. In the preseason opener, he went out for the year.
Damn. I remember because we all had high expectations of that kid.
And he had a good play prior to the injury, too, if I remember right. Damn it.
Also, you're never going to be able to make me not believe that McNeil didn't hurt Hutch on purpose. He had no need to come in there hard. He didn't have to lead with that leg. Hendrickson had 2 sacks last night against Andrew Thomas, so you know he could perform. Granted, Thomas's foot was all messed up at the time, but still.
Jamin Davis is a guy that we could probably get for cheap. Jamin Davis is probably somebody you could give up a 2026 third-round pick for.
Him and Josh Uche are going to be your 2 cheapest options. Azeez Ojulari will probably cost you a third-round pick this year. Everybody else we're talking about is going to cost you at least a second and some more.
Those former Alabama players are dirty. Yeah, but Aleem McNeil was our own player. He's making a joke saying he wanted to make sure he got paid in the offseason.
Roll Tide, baby.
But at the same time, I like Jamin Davis. Jamin Davis came out of Kentucky, right?
Did he come from Kentucky or was it Western Kentucky?
I thought it was Kentucky. I thought he was the year before we drafted Pascal. I'm looking him up right now. Kentucky Wildcats. What would I give up for Josh Allen? I don't know what to give up. I'm just putting trade scenarios out there because that's what everybody's doing right now. I just know that Hassan Reddick and with Drew Rosenhaus and Martha, whatever her name is, that are doing the contract, they're talking to the
Mhm.
Jets, and the Jets don't want to trade him away. So that kind of takes him off the table. The Raiders don't want to trade Crosby. So that off the table. Speaking of the Tide, any good Vandy players coming out this draft?
Josh Allen could be a superstar if given pieces around him. He's already
Oh,
one of the better pass rushers in the entire league. But here's the
and
problem. The Giants gave up a second-round pick plus a fourth for Brian Burns, who is the same player as Josh Allen. And that was when they didn't have to trade him away. They just didn't want to sign him in the offseason. Josh Allen's already locked up, and you guys are in need. So they would hold your feet over the coals, and you've probably given up at least a first and a third for him, if not more compensation.
I don't know, Ji, because Alabama
Bama?
pays really well for their rankings.
Because Bama.
They don't have Saban anymore. They shouldn't be that high.
They got a good coach
And
too, though.
and John Milrow is a falsified freak.
Jalen Milrow?
Yeah, he's not as good as advertised.
Oh, dude. He is. Dude, he is. Where's Dustin? He'll know all about him.
All I know is that Vanderbilt made him look bitch made.
Vandy shocked the world.
And got 3 picks off of Mr. Milrow.
Come on, Keon Cole. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Did he drop it?
No, he caught it. Was coming across. No, Samuel. I thought it was Coleman. Shit. He caught the ball like 30 yards down the field. Was coming across. He should have been wide open, like across the field to go in. And he got a shoestring tackle by the Jets guy.
The only thing I don't like about Jamin Davis,
His name.
he's more of an outside linebacker and his size is 6'3", 234. He's a taller version of Houston.
So he's Trayvon Walker.
But I do like all the measurables he had and the intangibles and all of his speed factors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and South Carolina almost won too, so Vandy game wasn't a fluke. This is true. South Carolina gave Alabama a run.
Yeah, but look what Bama did to Georgia.
And I said Georgia wasn't as good as they were last year either, so it don't matter. I mean, they've all got losses. There isn't a single ranked team without a loss yet.
Did Miami lose?
Thought they did. Because everybody said every ranked team has got a loss.
Did Miami lose here?
Second in the ACC.
Behind who?
Clemson.
3, I think.
They don't have a loss, but they don't have as many wins in the conference is what it is. Clemson has 4 wins in the conference.
That was a really good game, though. Cam Ward, though, that second half. Texas. Yeah, Texas. Texas is better with Arch Manning as the quarterback than Quinn Ewers.
Yes, I agree.
And that one run he had last week, was not this past week, but the week before, That one run he had, I think he eclipsed Peyton Manning and Eli Manning's career rushing in one run.
I can't believe you guys almost lost to California for Miami. And almost lost to Virginia Tech. What's wrong with you guys? And that was at home.
We always almost lose to Virginia.
Tech? And now you're going from California to Louisville. Well, let's look at these standings. First of all, let's be thankful that they're only one game up on Von Doom's Giants. Because the Cowboys absolutely put it into the Dallas Cowboys last night. And they put it in so hard that I think Mike Zimmer had to hold the baby oil for Mike McCarthy while he did maid service, acting like they had a ditty party for Jerry last night. Bottom or top there, Von Doom? What do you decide?
Bottom.
Bottom? FTP. Fuck the Packers. They're still bitch made, 4-2. In third place, also 4-2. Fuck the Bears. In second place, at 4-1, the mighty Lions. And at 5-0, thank God their defense showed up versus the Jets because Sam Darnold didn't. They can get skull fucked for the Vikings. Did I say anything wrong? Okay.
No.
Yes, point differential, number 1 through 4 in the NFL. Vikings, Lions, Bears, and Packers.
But your fuck the Packers it's not it, man. It's not right.
You say it your way.
My way's better.
Say it.
Oh. Fuck the Packers.
That's because you got that up east accent. I'm not that guy.
I know.
I try, but I'm just not good enough. But I do know I got to get my khakis. Some khakis. You know what my khakis are?
Khakis. Khakis. It's so great when my wife gets mad because she tries to not have an accent when she talks, but when she gets fucking mad, she lets her words go out there, and he's got the accent, and it's just fucking great, and I love it.
But she just doesn't do it unless she's angry, so sometimes you piss her off just to hear it, don't you?
You know what? Sometimes you just need to replace the L's with W's in words.
I will say, the Bears having the weak schedule to start the season was probably the best thing that could have happened for Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time he starts to play all of our teams, he's going to be seasoned. And at that point, J.I. said Diddy Party because of what I said about Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer. That's the only reason why they're still employed today. Mike McCarthy put on that little maid outfit and imitated LeBron James for Jerry Jones.
Mike Stanton hit his second home run of the goddamn game tonight. Giancarlo Stanton, I'm sorry.
I was like, Mike Stanton? God, I thought he retired.
He didn't retire. He changed his name. He went by his real first name, Giancarlo. His name is Giancarlo Michael Stanton. He's gotten better every single week. The past 2 weeks, he did over 120, but 2 weeks ago was 126.2 QBR. This week was 124.
I thought it was a 98.
Go look at his quarterback ratings. He's gone up. The first week, he was like a 60, and then went to 80, and then he steadily got up.
I didn't say he didn't improve every week. That's not what I'm getting at.
He was legit. the conversation for rookie of the year right now. Him and Jaden Daniels. Flop, flop, flop. What are you flopping up, fool?
I like that a little better, don't you? The font for the name.
Yes.
Okay. Flop, flop, flop. I'm hoping that O line continues to. They've been lucky. They have just played four of the teams with the worst pressure rates in a row. So, and that also helps Caleb not look as bad because he hasn't been under as much pressure like he was versus the Titans defense week one because they had him frustrated all game that game.
Yep. But
The Colts game, they had him frustrated.
even under pressure
Everybody,
now, though, he's reading his defense and getting his hot route. That's what he wasn't doing.
right, because he hasn't been under the same pressure. And I think it's because they're not blitzing him as much as the other two teams did.
Make it, make it. Field goal,
Here's the
no
flip
good.
side. Now, as division rivals have film, and we matter more than other teams.
This kicker for the
Exactly,
Buffalo
sir.
Bills should freaking drink a gallon of bleach.
Oh, I love it when you're mad at somebody else's team for fucking up your bet. That being said, it is time to give homage to my other sponsor, of course. Oh, it sounds like you're struggling to breathe there, brother. Or is that
Always
not you?
passed out on the couch. You
Oh,
don't, hear,
okay.
you don't hear the tractor in the background?
I did. That's why I asked.
Frozen shoulder, man. I tore the labrum and something else is wrong up in the rotator cuff. It needs surgery. I see them on Halloween, the other ortho that does the soft tissue surgery. So we're going to see what he says.
I'm quite sure I know you need surgery. I didn't get mine soon enough. There's nothing to fix mine other than to actually go in, scrape everything, and replace it all new.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been dealing with it for over a decade. He's got a large container of medicine, James Burgess. It helps at times, especially when he gets mad and he bangs the table with the wrong hand. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the third time I've seen him do that. Now, when we were watching the Seahawks game and he was excited about the pick by Kirby and he clapped his hands, I'm sorry, that was like the first time I ever laughed at somebody hurting themselves. I couldn't help it. I was like, he's like, yes, oh, fuck! All in one motion. It was great.
Mm-hmm. I hate apple cider.
The only time I like apple cider is when it's got brown sugar, honey, cinnamon, a bay leaf to take away the bitterness, and moonshine.
Yes.
W.C. Fields, medicinal purposes only. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, my little chickadee.
Can somebody just like take Aaron Rodgers out for me?
J.I. goes, I remember that actually. That's when I thought his name was Leonard. Oh, that was a great show. I want to say thank you to everybody, but I do have to say my other sponsor wants to get mentioned, and that's Brandon Service at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. Where? In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. 45 bucks and up for the used tires. New tires, if you need a quote, call us 810-233-8230. Talk to George, Red, or myself. If you mention this ad, when you're getting a set of tires, you will get 10 bucks off the new set.
Sets of tires. Do.
Yes, sir. But try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place, unless you're talking to the rival fan base, like for Leonard, those Giants. It's the Cowboys. Fuck them.